Hey, welcome back to the channel, you guys. It's Brett James back again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 15 NBA players. Now, I know that my list is going to get a lot of criticism like anybody else's list would do, but it's obviously all opinion based, and guys like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant are not going to be excluded from my list just because they missed majority of the season or Kevin Durant missed all of the season. But let's stop wasting time, man, and let's hop right into the video. Now, I'm already going to throw out some honorable mentions just so you guys know who I didn't put in. Some honorable mentions are going to be guys like Kyrie Irving, Chris Paul, Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, and Karl Anthony Towns. But at number 15, I got Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. Paul George has underachieved in my eyes, really since he's left the Pacers when they were making an Eastern Conference Finals run versus LeBron and the Heat back in the day. But ever since then, he hasn't gotten out of the first round. Now, we know that Paul George was most likely going to be out of the first round this year with the Clippers, now that he's got Kawhi Leonard, Pat Beverly, Lou Williams, Doc Rivers, and all these fantastic players. But the thing is, though, he has underachieved. Joe Ingles cooked him in the playoffs, and he just hasn't performed at the level at which we expect him to play because he is an all NBA type of talent, and he is a top 15 player in my eyes, but he hasn't done his significant load in order to carry the teams that he has been on, Oklahoma and Los Angeles so far. But I think this year would have been different had the season not gotten suspended, but we won't know until the season does come back or maybe the following year. But at 15, I got Paul George. Let's go on to number 14 now. All right, and at number 14, I got Rudy Gobert, the center for the Utah Jazz. Now, look, I know I'm probably going to take a lot of heat for this one because not a lot of people realize just how great Rudy is, but it's not even crazy to put him in my top 15 just considering the fact that Rudy Gobert has already had 2 seasons under his belt where he's made the All-NBA team, and that means that he's already been a top 15 player twice in his career. So I'm going to say it again, Rudy Gobert at number 14. He does not need to be blocking shots, scoring the basketball, or even rebounding to make his impact felt on the game. His presence is felt. He alters game plans. He makes guys make decisions that they don't want to drive into the paint or they just want to settle for an outside jumper. Rudy Gobert is an all-defensive player every single year candidate. He's a 2-time defensive player of the year, I guess 3-time now that he shut the league down, and he's an amazing player for the Utah Jazz. I hope that they don't trade him, but at number 14 I got Rudy Gobert. At number 13, I got Russell Westbrook for the Houston Rockets. In kind of a similar situation to Paul George, his former teammate, Russell Westbrook is underachieved in my eyes. We all know Russell Westbrook is a top player in the NBA, an MVP candidate basically every single year, and he's one of the greatest point guards, I guess, maybe not top 5, to have ever played the game, but he hasn't gotten out of the first round in the last couple of years. Years back, he lost to Houston, then he lost to Joe Ingles and the Jazz, and then he just lost to Damian Lillard. OKC was basically sent into a rebuild, even though they're, I guess, back in the playoffs. But that offseason, after Damian Lillard killed them with that ridiculous shot, they literally went right back into a rebuild, and Russell Westbrook has underachieved. He has not been the type of player that we need him to be come playoff time. He's not great consistently. Yeah, he puts up triple doubles, but a lot of those are skewed because he forces those. He's a high turnover machine. He does not shoot the 3-ball well. Even though he is a good player, there is a lot he needs to improve on for the rest of his career if he ever wants to go be a legitimate championship contender, and he needs to alter his game to the benefit of his team and slow his roll down. But Russell Westbrook's still a great player, though. Moving on to number 12, let's get it. At number 12, I got Joel Embiid. Now, Joel Embiid, I would have put him higher up on this list, but the problem is, though, Joel Embiid is not as consistent as we need him to be. I think we can all acknowledge for the most part that Joel Embiid is the best center in the NBA, even though I have him ranked number 2 on this list. But Joel Embiid is not consistent enough. Like I said, his injuries don't help his cause either. But the problem is, when you look at him, he goes out there and he balls when he wants to ball. We all know he could be the most dominant and amazing center in the league, but he picks and chooses when he wants to be. The prime example of that is he plays down to his competition, and also when you saw his first game returning back to Toronto after he had lost to Kawhi Leonard on that ridiculous Game 7 shot, and he's sitting there crying in the room with his girlfriend, he goes and drops 0 points in his first return back. That is not what we expect out of Joel Embiid, who is a physical freak of nature. And like I said, injuries do hold him back, but at the end of the day, he needs to do better about being more consistent, being in better shape, and just putting his all out there, because I don't think Brett Brown's also putting him in the best situation to succeed, but at the end of the day, Joel Embiid can go out there and do it whenever he wants, though. So that's why I put him down at number 12 on this list. And then at number 11, I've got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, this honestly, I could have put him a little bit lower on this list compared to the other guys I've said, but it's too significant of an impact what you see he's done with each and every team he's been on. after he left Chicago, Minnesota, and Philadelphia, every team got worse after he left. Jimmy Butler is a leader. He holds everybody accountable. He is a dog, and he goes out there and he balls hard every single night, okay? Just look at the prime example right now in Miami. Even though Miami has a Hall of Fame future coach in Eric Spoelstra most likely, and the fact that they've got a great supporting cast, Jimmy Butler has changed this team around. Just last season, the Miami Heat had missed the playoffs, and they're a top 4, top 5 team in the East now with Jimmy Butler. Like I said, they've got a better supporting cast, but the fact he helped go in there and change the culture and pave the way for these young guys like Hero, like Kendrick Nunn, Bam Adebayo, and the rest of the crew. Jimmy Butler's done a fantastic job with this team, and they were probably a team that could have made a surprise Eastern Conference Finals run this past season. That's why I've got Jimmy Butler at 11. Alrighty, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much. Let me know, what did you guys think of my list, 11 through 15, some of the honorable mentions I threw out. And I'm going to be doing the 10 through 6 after the next video, and then that following video, I will reveal my top 5. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear what your guys' comments were and your predictions about who y'all would have put in your list. That's it. Thank you guys, and I'm out.